All right, we are joined in studio by Brandon Marshall, who is available to play football, wants to play football, healthy to play football. What, if any, conversations have you had with the Denver Broncos?
I mean, little to none. You know, my agent, he just keeps saying it's frustrating that they won't bring me back. I'm hoping it's not from, my past, with the whole anthem thing.
Well, let's
Could be.
what do you think?
I think that's it.
Because when I say why aren't you in the NFL,
Yeah,
let's keep it real.
right.
Is that why you're not in the NFL?
I think that could be part of it with certain organizations. You know what I mean?
But you did it for 3 years here in Denver.
I did it for I did it
Is it 2016, 17, and 18?
16 and half of 17, I think.
Do you
And
have
they
any?
still kept you around.
Yeah,
I mean,
half of 17, I think.
you think
Or maybe I didn't do it in 17. I don't even remember, to be honest with you.
Well, you had signed a nice contract,
Yeah,
and you were a pretty important player,
yeah.
and you're a Super Bowl champion. I mean, there's a lot of reasons to keep you around for sure.
so they didn't have a choice.
Well,
But at 6 and 10,
Yeah,
they
And
felt like
we're
they had a
losing.
choice.
absolutely. We just kept losing. Then they started getting rid of guys, TJ, Stewart,
the crazy thing to me about this is, despite the initial controversy,
hmm
I don't know anybody who's done more in the community since that moment than you.
Yeah.
What are your community ties? What are you tied into here locally?
Oh, man. So I had an absenteeism program that I was working with middle school kids, getting them to show up because they had an issue with attendance at these schools, right? So I did a tennis challenge through different schools. I talked to the police chief, right? And
Did you do a ride along?
I did a ride along.
Yeah.
And then at some point, the Denver police decided to change the use of force policy. Man, it's a lot that I've done in the community. I made sure that I wasn't just, demonstrating on the field, but I was actually putting my words behind it. I mean, my actions behind it, sorry.
And I feel like you explained it well.
Yeah.
Like everybody knew why you were doing what you were doing. And it wasn't some sort of anti-American sentiment. It
Mhm.
was, this is how I feel. This is what I'm doing. It was
Yeah.
very overt. Everybody kind of understood it. They may not have agreed with it,
Yeah.
but I mean, there isn't really a sacrifice if everybody agrees with you.
But
Right,
did you think you
true.
were putting your NFL career in jeopardy?
At the moment, no.
Did you get some feelings that, wait a second, this might be tricky?
Towards the end?
Yeah.
Towards the end, I was like, okay, it could be tricky. Once, I know Cap, I know he opted out of his contract, which I don't know why he did that. I would have made them cut me
Right.
to give more reason to, you cut me because of this.
Right.
But once I started seeing Cap's not playing, nobody's really taking his calls, and I talked to him on the phone. He was like, yeah, nobody's taking my, they're just not taking my calls.
Mhm.
I was like, oh, okay, this could get real. You know what I mean? And I had to really have a real conversation with myself and my agent. And I'm like, okay, well, I knew I was never, and even my linebacker coach, Reggie Herring, he asked me, he said, are you going to kneel forever? That's what you need to ask yourself. And I was like, well, the plan was never to kneel forever. You know what I mean? The plan was to bring awareness and then take it to, off the field and stuff like that. And I get Kenny Stills and different people are still kneeling, and I respect that. I respect it. But for me, I'm like, okay, cool. I showed this, and I'm going to, this is how I feel, and I'm going to go ahead and start putting my works.
Right. Because if you hadn't done that, you'd never meeting with the police chief of, Denver
Right,
police.
absolutely.
That doesn't happen.
Absolutely.
Do you regret it?
No, not at all.
Why?
Because you know what? I thought long and hard right before I did it, before the Panthers game, the first game of 2016. And it was weird. It got to the point where I laid my head on the pillow right before the game, and then I started, or the night before the game, and I realized I would have felt bad if I didn't do it. I was that convicted at that point. I was that convicted. I was like, man, if I don't do it, then I would have felt bad, like I was selling myself short.
Right.
So I did it. You know what I mean? And I did it, and I do not regret it at all.
What did you think about Champ Bailey's Hall of Fame speech when he said, sometimes, to paraphrase, don't pay attention to the vehicle that the message is coming to you, pay attention to the message itself?
Yeah, because just by looking on Twitter, a lot of people either they don't understand the message or they don't care or the reasoning why people have taken a knee, right? To protest police brutality, social injustice. People are just saying on Twitter, even today, they say, well, oh, you shouldn't have did it, oh, do you hate America? You hate the military? No.
Even today. So every day, this is with you every single day.
It still happens. Maybe not every day, but it's every week, definitely. So my thing is like, so either you're just paying attention to what's happening or what somebody else said, but really dive in and see, okay, this is why the people are doing it, and understand the message before you attack us.
What could you bring to a team as a linebacker right now?
Oh, I still can bring playmaking ability, man. Leadership. I feel good. I've been training at Landau, man. I feel good because this could be a blessing in disguise for me because because not being able to train for extended amount of time, and my right leg was weak. I had no muscle in my quad.
Yeah.
And so now I could actually train and get strong. When I get on the team, they won't look at me crazy like, oh, who is this guy? They say, okay, cool. He can move. He's the guy that we thought he was.
And your desire's still there.
You've been able to make up for the time you missed training in the off season now.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, these last.
Did you have surgery?
Nah, no surgery. No doctor recommended surgery. So I just had some injections.
Like the rooster comb stuff?
No, I had the Raiders paid for this injection called Regenikine. Kobe had it. It was like $10,000, man. That's why I'm saying the Raiders, man. Look, the training staff is great. I think the training staff is great, man. I have no ill will towards them because I feel like they brought me in, they got me healthy, And even though it didn't work out, that's fine. Now I can play, because I'm healthy now. They didn't trust me, that's fine. But now I'm able to do what I can do.
Brandon, I always thought you had a ton of courage. I'll never forget when you came up for one of these press conferences, and I was like, wow, like that dude is laying it all on the line here. And I remember talking to Troy Rank, who I know you got a good relationship with, and like, oh my goodness, does he know what could be coming his way?
Yeah.
But listen, I respect people who are honest and who are brave, and I think that's who you are. And if you want to keep playing football, I hope you're at least given a chance. And I don't know why the Broncos wouldn't at least work you out. Tom, I mean.
They signed Corey Nelson, a former Bronco as well. They've had issues at linebacker this whole training camp. Like, there was tryouts going on.
Oh, Jamal
every
Carter
day.
got moved from safety to linebacker.
Yeah, they had safety. Yeah.
Oh, you didn't know that?
Actually, I saw that.
They've had so many linebackers try out for whether it's Josh Watson or Deneen. A couple undrafted rookies were getting run with the ones at
Dude,
one
you want to
point.
see something
as soon
funny?
as Todd Davis got hurt,
it
was like pandemonium amongst and then Jewell got hurt for a little bit.
Right.
So I was like, what are we doing?
So they was just trying to see who could play
every
with the
day.
ones.
It was a different guy.
I think it speaks volumes that they had guys there all camp. And then they bring Corey Nelson in and say, oh, you're starting game one.
We said the same thing.
That speaks
we
volumes.
were watching Justin Hollins.
5 days later, he's starting inside linebacker.
Justin Hollins, draft pick. Nice kid, right?
Justin Hollins.
He's an outside linebacker. He's not an inside guy.
52, right?
Yeah.
He's 6'5".
6'5".
He's an outside guy. I've seen him in the preseason, actually.
Well,
they had him playing nickel inside.
Yeah, I saw him play nickel inside. Is he fast? Is he quick?
Oh,
yeah, he's a great athlete.
He's an athlete off the charts.
Right.
But he'd never taken a snap inside.
Yeah.
At Oregon, he was an outside linebacker, and he would rush. He'd be the defensive end and nickel.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had him like day one playing. As soon as Todd Davis got hurt, he was playing with the ones 4-2 nickel inside linebacker.
Wow.
And haven't seen him since.
Yeah, but now the season started 0 snaps.
That's crazy.
He's just playing special teams.
So, Brandon, best of luck. If we can help you with something, I'm really glad you came in here.
Yeah.
I think if you do want to play, you're going to have to hustle a little bit.
Yeah, I got
you got to embrace the hustle.
Yeah,
and this is
absolutely.
part of it.
This is new to me. It's a different part. I've never been in this
well,
position.
because hey, listen, man, it's easy to just say, hey, I got a Super Bowl, I got a ring, I got 8 years, or working on your 8th year. Tom had 15.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I got lucky. I stayed here. Yeah. I mean, I was here the whole time. I had the same head coach.
Okay.
It is still crazy to think that in Brandon's career, he'd be halfway through the years you played.
Yeah, you're only halfway there, man. Get 15, man. Just play as long as you can.
How's your body feel?
Good. Yeah.
How your knees?
They're good. Everything's good. Yeah.
You're blessed.
Well, I have to
right.
sometimes
with
blessed.
me. Sometimes
Except for 4 hours out
there,
there.
right? The unblessed time. Thank you, Brandon. We appreciate it.